back to another episode of Baseball in the Bible. I am Riker Dotson here with my father, Ryan Dotson, and we're back for another one.
We're back. And we are back in town. We were out of town. If you watched last week's episode, we took a little trip, but we're back in studio and
we're excited.
Excited and ready to talk about some of the things we experienced, right?
Yes, for sure.
You want to get into that, or
you ready to get into that?
Yeah, we can get into it. Again, if you watched last week,
we did talk about we were heading to Atlanta to see the Cards play the Braves at Truist Park, and we talked about some of the things we were going to be doing there. And so basically, we said we would rate Truist Park.
Yeah.
So, I made this sheet that I will be reading off of. And essentially, we are just going to give a rating out of 1 to 5, the scale being Rikers. I made that as a joke, and Dad loved it. So
there we go.
Our scale is now Rikers. So 1 Riker to 5
1 Riker being the worst, 5 Rikers
being the best.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know how that happened.
So again, so we went up there last week, caught two Cardinals games.
2 Cards games, which we'll get to why the second game was.
Yeah.
But
all right. Oh, and just so we're highlighting, and we could throw a picture up there right now, but that's some successful days with autographs, right? We got 2 of the balls right here.
We had 9 total autographs.
9 autographs.
This is 2 of the balls that we got signed.
The big one being
J.J. Weatherholt. We are very excited about
Weatherholt.
that. We are insanely excited about that. Can't stress that enough. But not only that, we got a jaywalk foul ball.
Got a jaywalk foul ball.
Obviously, we didn't catch it, but it was hit, and then the bat boy just tossed it to us.
Yep.
So, we are, thank you, bat boy. But
jaywalk foul ball. The usher gave us another ball, so we ended up with 2, official MLB balls.
Yes,
9 autos in total.
Yep.
JJ.
So
we got Ali Marmol. We got Nelson Velasquez, Jose Fermin.
Yeah. Jose Fermin. Stubbs.
Dustin May. We got Dustin May. Stubby Clapp.
Yeah,
so great experience there with the autographs.
We were on a roll.
It was
fun.
So that probably colors our view of the park in a very positive way.
More...
But again, we'll get into our ratings here of what we experienced. But it's a very successful trip in that regard, right? So 2 of the baseballs are here. JJ's is that one.
Right there.
Yeah. And
the one that isn't, it's kind of jankety, but...
Well, it's a Cardinal ball that we brought just in case. Yeah. But it worked.
It ended up working. It's fine. Okay. But...
So what are we going to rate?
So we are going to break it down into 5 different things, and then all of that will lead up to an overall rating.
Correct.
We'll be rating it on food. I don't know if you visually watch.
Just say the things first.
Okay.
Just say what they are.
Food, view, the must-sees throughout the stadium. Did the Cards win? That's crucial. And is it like accessibility?
Yes.
Which we'll get to.
Yep.
But starting off with food.
Yeah, food. So again, if you watched last week's episode, again in that episode we talk about some of the must-eat things, and
yes.
And as we mentioned in last week's episode in the pictures, we ended up only eating Chick-fil-A, hot dogs, chicken tenders.
Yeah, we got lazy.
So the thing is, we were so focused on the autographs.
Yeah.
And so when you get there that early, you really have a choice. Either you're going to go try to get autographs or you're going to do some eating.
Yeah,
we chose the autographs because during the game, we're watching the game.
Exactly.
So we're not we didn't have time to be walking around. And even though we're, checking out the ballpark, we're there to watch the Cardinals play.
True.
So we chose autographs over
food.
So we just ate the food that was in our section, basically.
Essentially,
we didn't do much. We did walk around the first night.
Yes.
When we first got there, just to kind of see everything that there was to see.
Yeah.
But we didn't stop and try any of the cool food. But
we tried some chicken strips.
That was good.
I loved those.
Those
They
were
were
good.
amazing. Shout out to whoever makes the chicken
And
strips.
just having, just being in Atlanta, home at Chick-fil-A, having Chick-fil-A,
Yeah,
very
it was
accessible.
amazing.
We had, in our second night, we had...
I call them VIP. I don't know if
we
it
had,
was...
they were down low, and so we had a little special section that we could go eat that had free popcorn, free ice cream.
Correct.
And then they had the Chick-fil-A sandwiches in there, so I could get Chick-fil-A sandwiches
just like that, on command.
Yes.
And there was a point where you could get free ice cream in the second inning, and I wasn't able to get it till the seventh inning because the line was out the door.
Even though it was for our whole section.
Exactly.
Which was still a lot of people, and
True.
When people were getting ice cream, it was hot, so there was a lot of people getting ice cream.
And then when we finally did get it, by the time I brought the ice cream back to our seats, it was already pretty melted.
But because we got free popcorn, free ice cream, the other thing is they do, which I appreciate about Truist Park, for each series they kind of have a special item for the series that's themed toward the opposing team.
That's true.
So they had some special ravioli type things because they were playing St. Louis, and I really wanted that. That was on Wednesday, the second game we went to.
Oh, really? I didn't.
But
see
I didn't.
this.
Yeah. Well, it was just they do special themed. Apparently, they do special themed food items that just for when they're playing the different teams. So
that's cool.
It is cool. And I really wanted the raviolis, but again, we chose autographs. But just because they had the raviolis, whether they were good or not, I'm going to rate it higher than that. So what was our food rating?
So again,
we didn't try anything crazy or any of their good stuff, but we still enjoyed the food, right?
Yes, for sure. This is not me and Dad being separated here. In unison, we have voted on a 4 for food. 4 out of 5.
Rikers. 4 out of 5 Rikers.
Out of 5.
Yes.
Okay, next up.
We
have the view, which, again, it depends on where you sit, essentially. But the seats we had were pretty good, pretty close to the field, both games. No, we're not rich, so that was a bust to the bank account. But yeah, it was. So we're rating our view, and I think that I liked it. I liked our view. I thought it was good. I did enjoy there were 2 giant screens.
Mm-hmm.
It was one would show who's at bat, and the other one would show who's pitching, and then the entire lineup, which I enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoyed that. I also thought it was cool that there was just a giant Chick-fil-A cow statue right there in right field. Mm-hmm. I liked that. But your thoughts?
No, the view was great. Yeah, I mean, I thought it's a very fan-friendly ballpark, I think, and so I thought the view was good. The scoreboards are good. The light shows they do, the things they do when the opposing bullpen guys are coming in.
Yeah, the lights out.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff. So, but the view again, just sitting there, do the outfield.
Fireworks that added
yeah.
some. I enjoyed the fireworks.
Okay. So
I don't know if you did, but I did.
But that has nothing to do with view. But the view, I would still say, was pretty good. So what did we have as the view?
So for the view, we had 4 Rikers out of 5 Rikers. Okay. Pretty good.
So we're pretty generous with our scoring so far.
So far. Then we go to our must-sees. I had a ball with this. I think we might have some photos that we'll throw up.
Well, we had some photos in last week's episode. We can throw another one up in this one, but it was cool. I mean, it
was fun.
It's like their Hall of Fame.
It's a Walk of Fame.
Walk of Fame, yeah. There you go. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. So they have their I don't know if we put this one up last time, but they had their World Series trophies up there. We did have
that. That was in last week's episode.
We did.
You should watch your own episodes.
We should. That's my issue. I'm sorry. But they have a lot of tributes to what's his name? Cox.
Bobby Cox.
Bobby Cox, yeah. I couldn't remember his first name. Bobby Cox.
Yeah, had a statue that we saw out front.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, I think everything there in the must-see. We read some of the things that we should visit while we were there, and we did try to do that, again, walking around the stadium. We saw that. We saw the kids area, bloopers area.
Yeah. Didn't go in.
We didn't go in. But I think the highlight for us was that walkway there. There was just a ton of history there, the World Series stuff. But then they had a whole section, really cool. We had the picture in last week's episode, but the one picture just doesn't do it justice, but just a cool Hank Aaron tribute there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Ton of Hank Aaron tributes.
Yeah, but then they had the big one there.
They
with
had
his
the
statue,
huge statue with the waterfall.
755 behind him. Just really, it was a cool area. So that was the highlight, I think, of the stadium for us was that area.
I wanted to go a little higher, but we ultimately decided on a 4.
We went 4, yeah.
On the must-sees.
Yeah, we went 4 on must-sees, but we would definitely recommend the Walk of Fame, as we'll call it.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think that is what it's called. But number 4 on criteria, I can count. Did the Cards win? And we went to 2 games out of the 3-game series. They lost one time we were there, and they won the other.
Won the first game, lost the second game.
Yes.
But then they won.
They ultimately won the
getaway
series.
game, so they won the series.
So we'll do that a 3. They didn't win both times we were there, so that kind of brings it down a little. But it's a 3. On Did the Cards win? Last of all, accessibility. Mom wasn't happy on this one.
Well, again, we read about it in our book on the last episode, just talking about the Battery area. It is cool how they built the stadium in kind of with a bunch of apartments and different things like that. So it's like and again, talking to some of the locals, there's a lot of people that really are not crazy that it's out there, as opposed to being more in this. We drove by old Turner Field when we were going there from the airport. But the area is cool. It's just the biggest thing was parking. It's a different.
It's a monster
than most stadiums you go to, where parking is. If you want to park close, you're gonna pay a little more. You can park. There just wasn't a ton other than parking garages that.
You have to be like a member for.
Well, I don't know. Again, for somebody that's new out of town, it was like, is this for the apartments? Is this for the stadium?
I don't know.
So we parked at the same spot both nights. Not bad. $40 for within pretty easy walking distance. So reasonably close. There wasn't a ton of options. So parking was down, and I'd say for the whole accessibility thing. Even like from public transportation, I just didn't seem great to me. But so what did we rate that?
We rated accessibility a 3.
Okay, I feel like we're being very fair with the 3.
Yeah, a 3 is good. Yeah. Also, shout out to the heat in Atlanta. It was very brutally hot.
Brutally hot.
And that's coming from Texans.
Yep.
So.
All right, our overall rating.
Our overall rating was 4.5 for Truist Park.
We loved
the Atlanta Braves.
We thought it was a great park.
So fun.
Yeah, it was one of the better ones that we've been to, honestly.
For sure.
Really enjoyed it. Again, the overall experience, blooper, their little home run, or their little mascot. Every stadium has their little mascot races. In Texas, we have the Dots.
We have the Dots in Texas.
But they have Home Depot tools.
Yeah. I got a photo with the hammer.
Yeah, we had a picture already. That was in last week, but we watched that. The bucket and the hammer and a paintbrush. That was fun. Just again, the lighting, everything they do, I think, is very good. Even their pregame stuff. They have some announcers down on the field.
Yeah.
I think they just do it. It's a really good fan experience.
Yes,
so
amazing.
We loved it. Thought it was just a great place to see. So if you haven't been to Truist, we would highly recommend it. So 4.5 out of 5 Rikers.
Correct.
Truist Park.
And I will say, it was also much more. It was more unique when we went because it was in the middle of a USA World Cup game. So I think it was in the 7th inning stretch on the Jumbotron. They put up a USA score update. And there would just be random chants every time USA scored a goal in that game.
It was fun. That was fun. And while we were there, that week, England had played in Atlanta.
Yeah,
so
true.
That one of the games, there was a bunch of England fans there, and that was fun. Yeah. So again, just a great experience, great week, success with the autographs. So again, we highly recommend Truist Park.
Yep, Truist was amazing.
Yep.
So.
All right, we're gonna get just go a little bit around the league real quick, right? And,
all right, yeah, let's do that.
Highlight a couple individual performances. We'll update the standings real fast, and then we're gonna spend a little time just talking about the All-Star game coming up. Again, as this episode is airing, really, at this point, we're at the mid. As of Sunday, we're at the mid. The All-Star break is upon us. Everybody's done for a few days, and we can kind of see where everybody's at. But we can talk about the All-Star team, the home run derby, all that kind of stuff. But real quick around the league, and I just want to pull up the standings real fast, and we'll go through them. Starting in the Central, again, right now the Cardinals are playing the Brewers. So we talked about last week's episode as we were heading to Atlanta that it was a very important stretch for the Cardinals. They had 3 in Atlanta, 3 in Chicago over the fourth weekend. That's tough.
Yeah.
And then they come home for 5 games in 4 days. A little makeup action with the Brewers, and then we wrap up the first half with 3 at home against Atlanta. So as we record, we don't know how it's all going to play out over the next few days. We know that the first part was good. They won 2 out of 3 in Atlanta, 2 out of 3 in Chicago, and then they came home.
Yep.
And they've lost the first 3 of the Milwaukee series. They're playing right now. They are up, but I'm not even holding my hope out that they're going to win. But
they might win, but at the end of the day, it's like they're
very disappointed. The Brewers right now, that's what I was getting to. The Brewers are way up. They're 58-33, 7 up on Chicago, 10.5 up on the Cards right now. Again, losing these, we've lost 6 in a row to the Brewers. That's just not the way to
go
to catch the first place team. But they're so good watching them. They remind me of the early 2000 Cardinals, where it's just like they just find ways to win.
Yeah.
Whether they'll do it, the big difference, I think, they've been so good the last few years, but they just don't do anything in the playoffs. So we'll see if that can change.
That's what happens almost every year. So
we'll see. But right now they're running. They're doing great, and they own the Cards right now. But they're in first. In the East, again, we won 2 out of 3 against the Braves. Braves are scuffling a little bit, struggling with their offense, it appears, from what I heard locally and what we saw. And got some key guys that are just obviously getting Acuna back soon. I think he's going to start a rehab assignment over the All-Star break, so getting him will help. But their lead is dwindling. They're, as of today, and by the All-Star break, it could be different, but they're 2.5 up on Philly. Only 3 up on Miami, who, again, we talked about last week, is rolling.
Yeah.
And so that one's getting a little bit tighter. In the West, the Dodgers 14 up on both the Diamondbacks and the Padres.
They're just being the Dodgers at this point.
They're being the Dodgers. We go into the American League. Since recording last week, Tampa has pulled away a little bit. Not pulled away, but they've extended their lead. They're 5 up on the Yankees. And you got the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, and the Orioles all kind of battling it out several games back. White Sox continue to lead the Central. They are 1 up on Cleveland as we record today. And then Texas and Seattle, both battling. They're right around 500. Right now they're tied. So we'll see how that one plays out. Again, as this episode's airing, we've reached the break. And we'll know where everybody's at heading into the All-Star break and, see what decisions will be made over the next couple weeks as we head to August 3rd. I've been saying July 31st all along because that's usually when the trade deadline is, but I think it's August 3rd from what I saw. So got a few weeks to decide who are going to be buyers and who are going to be sellers. So that's where we stand. Wild card real quick. Again, Cubs, Phillies, Marlins, and the Cards are 2.5 back of that third spot. So the Marlins are actually in as of right now. And in the American League, Yankees, Guardians, Mariners, again, they're tied with the Rangers. And the Astros and the Twins are a 1.5 out of that third and final spot. A couple individual performances that we want to highlight. We haven't done a player of the week
in a while, and we're bringing it back.
Yeah, just a special. We had 2 guys last night, and so it's a couple of nights ago as we're releasing this. But this week, you had some pretty crazy performances. So you had Tyler Tolbert for the Royals, and then you had Tyler Tolbert, and then because he had a MLB record, he had a hit in 12 straight plate appearances, which is pretty incredible. I think the record was 8. And so blew that out of the water. He's not even known. He's more of a speed guy, a defense guy. Not known for his bat, but he's been hitting better lately. And
Clearly.
yeah, and then he had again to have a hit in 12 straight plate appearances, something that Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, the greats of the game have never done. Pretty awesome. So we're going to make Tyler Tolbert our co-player of the week for that. You said MLB record. And then the other guy last night had
has to be for sure.
Just an unbelievable night. Ryan O'Hearn had 3 home runs, 10 RBIs for the Pirates. Had them by the 6th inning, but ended up with 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. So pretty incredible night for him. So we'll have those 2 as our players of the week. One guy that tried to slip in today as we were getting ready to record, Dylan Cease, had a no-hitter going into the 9th. Would have broke the Blue Jays drought of like 36 years or something, but had that broken up first batter in the 9th inning. So otherwise, we would have thrown Dylan Cease in as our player of the week. But okay, let's talk a little All-Star break.
Yes, let's do that.
Who made it? Who didn't? Who the reserves are? All that good stuff. Pull that up. Also, we'll highlight. I just want to mention it, and we'll talk about it maybe on next week's episode, because the draft is happening this weekend. So again, as this is being released, it's happened. So we'll kind of highlight who got those top 5, 10 picks. Some good guys that are coming out, and as we've seen this year, some of the rookies having a big impact. We have 4 rookies on the All-Star teams. One of which is now Weatherholt, which is a
sad thing.
A highway robbery. But let's just talk through.
We'll get to who is on that list.
Who made it and who didn't. So the starters for the American League, and I don't remember. Last week we talked.
My picks.
Your picks. I don't remember all who you picked and all that kind of stuff. I think I'll remember some of them, but starters are going to be Shea Langoliers. I think you did pick that.
I think I did.
That was between him and Kirk has missed most of the year. Again, Kirk's not even.
Yeah, he's the A.
He didn't make it. Langoliers is for the A's, yeah.
I thought so.
Vladdy did win it.
Saw it coming.
For first base, he is not going to participate, though. So Nick Kurtz will be starting at first base for the American League from the A's. Ernie Clement, second base for the Blue Jays. Third base, you got Junior Caminero, who we probably should have made him our player of the week, but recency bias, but he had a home run in like 10 straight games, I think it was, so he's been on fire. He's also going to participate in the home run derby, which is going to be awesome to see.
Wow. He's an Astro, though, so.
No, he's a Ray.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm weird.
Bobby Witt Jr., shortstop. Mike Trout for his 12th All-Star appearance, starting in the outfield. Brian Buxton, Aaron Judge. I think you had all 3 of those. And then Yordan Alvarez, again, having an awesome year at DH. So those are your starters for the American League. Your reserves, really quickly. Actually, let me do the National League starters since I have that picture up there. Let me just do this. Catcher Drake Baldwin for the Braves. Freddie Freeman for the Dodgers at first. Ozzie Albies
picked it
second. You did, I think, pick that. Max Muncy at third from the Dodgers. C.J. Abrams. We were kind of on the fence there between him or Mookie Betts, but C.J. got it as the starter. Brandon Marsh for the Phillies. Juan Soto, the Mets. Andy Pajes for the Dodgers. And some guy named Shohei as the DH. All right, going back to the American League real quick. Let me just read the reserves. Catcher Dylan Dingler from the Tigers. Catcher Adley Rutschman from the Orioles. Here's a rookie, Travis Bazzana from Cleveland. Wilson Contreras was just added to replace somebody. I can't remember who it was. Kevin McGonigal is another rookie who made it. Ben Rice made it for the Yankees. Miguel Vargas for the White Sox. Randy Arozarena for Seattle. Cody Bellinger for the Yankees. Riley Green, Detroit. Yandy Diaz, Tampa Bay, DH. Starting pitchers that made it from the American League: Dylan Cease from Toronto. Parker Messick is another rookie from Cleveland. Drew Rasmussen, Tampa Bay. Joe Ryan, Minnesota. Cam Schittler from the Yankees, who's having an awesome year. Ranger Suarez from the Red Sox, and our boy, who we mentioned back when we were highlighting the picking our playoff teams, Michael Wacha for Kansas City. And then for the starting pitchers, Justin Verlander was added as a commissioner's legend pick, but will not be active for the game, but he will be there, Justin Verlander. And then he also announced that he's going to retire at the end of this season. So Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer, one of the greats of this generation, Justin Verlander, will be at the All-Star game. The relief pitchers for the American League are Brian Baker from Tampa, Aroldis Chapman from Boston, Jacob Latz from Texas, Cade Smith, Cleveland, Luis Varlin from Toronto. Reserves for the National League: William Contreras, Milwaukee; Hunter Goodman, catcher for Colorado; infield, Luis Arias, and Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper was added as a commissioner's pick for the National League, as a Legends pick. I think more so because it's in Philly.
Yeah, that
makes sense. Otto Lopez for Miami; Matt Olson, infield, first base for Atlanta. Sal Stewart is another rookie. All right, this one's hard for me because Sal Stewart started off great for the Reds. I don't understand how Sal Stewart is in and not J.J. Weatherholt. It makes no sense. When you see all the polls right now for Rookie of the Year, it's Kevin McGonigal in the American League, J.J. Weatherholt in the National League. And it's not even close. How he is not in and Sal Stewart is in, I don't understand it. I thought, well, maybe it's because you have to have one player from every team. But they have a pitcher. They have Chase Burns that made it. So I don't get it. And I don't like the Reds. Corbin Carroll makes sense. Pete Crow Armstrong for the Cubs.
Can't stand PCA.
Can't stand PCA. He's the only one for the Cubs, which I like. Jordan Walker did make his first. There we go. Should have been a starter, but he's in as a reserve. James Wood from Washington. Kyle Schwarber. Makes a lot of sense. DH would be the starter DH if it wasn't for Shohei. Starting pitchers, Braxton Ashcraft was just put in to replace somebody, I don't remember who, Chase Burns. Jesus Luzardo from Philly was also just put in. Max Meyer, Jacob Mizorowski probably will be the starter. I don't know. I would imagine he'd be the opening starter. Him or Skeens, I guess. Eduardo Rodriguez, or maybe Christopher Sanchez because they're in Philly. Chris Sale, Christopher Sanchez, Paul Skeens, Logan Webb, and Yamamoto from the Dodgers. Relief pitchers: Duran from Philly, Iglesias from Atlanta, Mason Miller from the Padres, and Riley O'Brien from the Cardinals.
What a list.
There it is. That's your all-star team. Again, some of those are going to be different even from the time this airs, because I'm sure over the next couple of days you're going to have some other guys back out. Maybe Weatherholt gets in between now and then. Let's hope so. But it's going to be in Philly. We'll talk a little bit about it more on next week's episode as we're leading into that game. But it should be a fun all-star game, quality teams here. And then, again, we'll highlight a little bit about the home run derby, too, which will be that Monday night. Right now, we only have 4 of the 8 participants.
Of our knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, again, by the time this comes out, we will have all 8. But as we're recording this, we've got Caglione from the Royals, Ben Rice from the Yankees, Wilson Contreras from the Red Sox just confirmed, so I'm excited about that. And then I mentioned it earlier. Who else did I say? Oh, Junior Caminero.
Yeah.
So those are the 4 that we know right now.
He's not an Astro. Did you know that?
He's a Tampa Bay Ray. Yes. So that's it. So it's a fun time. Again, we got the draft coming up this weekend. Then we have home run derby, all-star game, and then you're leading right into the trade deadline. So
yeah,
I mean, we're at the midway point. You know,
we're in the middle of.
Kind of know who's who at this point.
True.
And so we'll see how the next few weeks unfold.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I don't know if you said his name and I didn't hear it, or if it's just because of the injury. But Acuna. Did he?
I didn't say his name. He probably was in there and
just got pulled out because of his injury.
Because of the injury, yeah. Because I know that they were. Because even I thought when we were reading who the finalists, I thought Michael Harris was in that list, but he didn't. He's not even on the All-Star teams. I think he was one of the finalists, and then he didn't make it. And then again, it's up to the manager.
Yeah, true.
To pick those people, and so because he's one of those guys that's considered a snub that should have been in there. But Acuna, if Acuna was healthy, Acuna would have made it.
Oh, for sure.
But he's not. So, and that's the downside because you want in the All-Star game, you just want to see the stars. It's not.
Yeah.
That's what people want to see. Same thing with the home run derby. You want to see the big boys participate. But should be a fun week, fun festivities, and then we'll get ready for the second half of the season.
I'm excited.
Yep.
I'm excited.
All right, let's wrap up with a little devotion, a little word.
Yeah. All right. So, our verse of the week is 1 Thessalonians 5:16-18. Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. 1 Thessalonians 5:16-18. The Minnesota Twins needed hope. After a lousy 59-win season, they used the first overall pick in the 2017 draft on Royce Lewis. With quick hands, explosive speed, and a positive attitude, the 18-year-old Lewis looked like he could help turn things around. By 2021, Lewis was on the verge of being promoted to the major leagues. But before the minor league season even began, he tore his ACL. After a year of rehab, he finally reached the Twins' major league roster and made an immediate impact. Then, just 12 games in, he re-injured the same knee while leaping for a catch in the outfield. Lewis later said he wrestled with why it happened. That question of why me definitely was there. It was something that right away I was very upset with God. But even in the frustration, his gratitude didn't fade. Reflecting on his second injury, Lewis said, "The blessing I've had that God has bestowed upon me and my family, it's just a pause, just another setback that honestly will push me forward." During his second rehab, Lewis maintained the same joyful attitude that had always marked his game. Despite not being able to play, you could see him in the dugout, celebrating teammates and cracking jokes. He didn't wait for a comeback to live with gratitude. It was already there. In 2023, Lewis returned at full strength and quickly became the Twins' most dangerous hitter. Over a span of 18 games, he blasted 4 grand slams, setting an MLB record. Lewis also helped power the Twins to their first playoff series win in 21 years. 1 Thessalonians 5:16-18 tells us to give thanks in every situation. This can be easy when you're on a hot streak, but what if you're injured and get stuck in a dugout wearing a brace? Gratitude probably isn't your first reaction. That's when choosing to give thanks can matter most. It shifts your focus and helps you zoom out and see the bigger picture. God can use setbacks to grow your faith, toughen your grit, and prepare you for new opportunities. Gratitude reminds you that He's still with you, even when everything's not going your way. When life feels like a grind, pause and thank God for a few good things. Maybe it's a bed to sleep in, food on the table, or just another day on the field. Even in tough stretches, there's always something to be thankful for.
Good word right there.
Great word. Great word.
All right. Royce Lewis. He's experienced even since the writing of that book. I mean, he had that grade 23, 24. But he struggled at the beginning of this year, actually got sent down, and then he's come back, and he was on a tear coming back, from the minors. So I know when the Cardinals played him earlier this year, he was lights out against us. We couldn't get him out. So that's the nature of life. It's the nature of baseball, man.
For sure. It's set up for failure. Really, it is.
Well, but you just got to battle through it,
Exactly,
again,
it ain't going to be easy.
No, and that's why there's so many good life lessons to learn out of the game of baseball.
For sure.
And gratitude, having an attitude of gratitude is a great one.
Right? Gratitude. I like it.
All right. Anything else?
Not really.
All right.
We suggest Truist Park to anyone looking for a stadium.
We do. All right. Pray for us, and we'll get out of here.
With pleasure. Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you just for another podcast, Lord. I just pray that we can honor you in everything we do, Lord. And even if the situation we're going through is rough and we don't see a way out, Lord, I just pray that we would still be grateful for the things we do know and the things we do have, Lord, and that is you. So just thank you for this day. Thank you for everyone watching this, Lord. I pray that you would bless them. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Hope you guys have a great week. Enjoy the All-Star game and the All-Star festivities, and we'll be back with you next week. Love you guys.